Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel for another episode of Let's Renovate Riverview. So from the title, I can assume that you guys have guessed that we are renovating the split. And Shirley Lynn, who is this sim here that you guys are looking at, lives in the split with her sister Roxy. So the story goes is that they received an inheritance of this house and they couldn't decide on the style because Shirley and Roxy are quite the opposites. So they decided to split it and decorate it in the way that each of them wanted to suit their personalities. Now you guys will see when we get to the build portion of this video that the split is absolutely hideous, and I just had to show it some plum love. But as always, first I needed to show its residents some plum love. So here we are with Shirley Lynn, and EA did her dirty. Like, I was looking at her, and she's a pretty sim to look at when you go to the wiki page, but when you get her in game, holy smokes, is she a mess. I mean, she looks like she's wearing a maternity dress, and it's just not cute. So I had to fix her face, give her a cute outfit, and make her how I thought she would look. So a little bit about Shirley. Like I said, she lives with her older sister Roxy, and Shirley wants to become a doctor because she likes to help people, which is so very lovely. So her little biography says Shirley Lynn wants to be a doctor because she loves helping people. Will she take the time to pursue other interests? So to me that says that she's quite like all about work, and maybe she just needs to chillax and have a little bit of fun. But she is her career is a bedpan cleaner, so she is already in the medicine career path, and her traits are no sense of humor, wah wah. She is unflirty, she is a hopeless romantic, which I don't know how that works. Like, how can you be a hopeless romantic but be unflirty at the same time? That doesn't really make sense. But maybe she just loves love, but she just like doesn't know how to flirt. I don't know. And then she's also a coward. So I feel like those three traits just don't work well together, but she is also very friendly. So her lifetime wish is to become a world-renowned surgeon. Her favorites are pop, dim sum, and pink. So you will see a lot of pink in her outfits, as well as I sprinkled a little bit of pink in her side of the house, but probably not as much as I should have because I'm not really that big of a fan of pink, so I didn't want to go splashing pink all over the walls. So her face is taking shape. Of course, I'm using all of my sliders, and she will be down below in the description for you guys to download, along with a CC list. And then as always, I will have the sliders that I have in my game, and then a link to more sliders in case you guys just want to go buck wild and go crazy. So like I said, she loves pop music, eating dim sum, and aspires to be a world-renowned surgeon. And when you start the game, she's got 2 points of logic, but she needs 4 to receive a promotion, and then she's also got 1 point of cooking skills, and then she's 16 days away from being an adult. And when I went in to, pick these sims, I didn't delve into their relationships, so I don't know if she's in a relationship with her being a hopeless romantic, but I really just wanted to show her some plum love, and I just think she's as cute as a button. Like, look at her little face, she's so cute. And I went in and I used the Charlotte Clear Eyes contacts. I should really change those to my default eyes because whenever I create sims, I always default to those. So maybe at some point when I clean up my CC or go CC shopping, I may switch out my default eyes for these ones because I just like them so much better than the other ones that I was using. So I'm at the makeup portion and I am going through everything. I think I spent loads of time on makeup for Shirley. I don't put a lot of makeup on my sims because I just don't want to like cake them out. I'd rather have like more of a natural look, but I'm pretty sure I tried everything that I have in my game on Shirley, but she does end up with a really natural look and she's just cute as a button. I'm pretty sure I've already said that, but I like to repeat myself just so we're clear here. So as you can see, she's wearing more of a neutral tone dress, which is super duper boring. And when I got her in game and when I was doing the little photo shoot, she actually looks pregnant. So I think EA did her dirty. They absolutely did her dirty with that dress because I mean, even if you look at the mirror right now, it kind of looks like she's not hunched over, but like stood back, you know, like pregnant women when they stand back because their bumps are so big. That's what she kind of looks like to me. Like her, yeah, she just looks like she'd be a waddler, but she's not pregnant. She just has a really horrible dress on. So here we go through all of my hairs, and because I recorded this so long ago, it took me ages to get the CC list together, but I really love the hair that I end up choosing. We've already seen it, of course, because you know how I am. I like to try out everything before I decide on something. But yeah, I'm really happy with how Shirley turned out, but we are almost to the spinny bits. I've just got to go through and do her outfit, and I think this is the first time when doing this series that I haven't put a CC outfit on a sim. I actually used a store content outfit, so I will have that linked down below in case you guys want to know which outfit that I used, or you can go on the hunt for something that looks like it in the CC world. So this is the hair that I go for. Absolutely love it. Here we are doing her accessories. I thought she'd look good with glasses, you know, being a doctor and all smart and shiz. And I don't know why I went back to try and change her hair, but I promise you I go with those buns that I love. But anyway, like I said before, we are definitely almost to the spinny bits now, so I'm gonna love you and leave you guys with some music, and I will pick up with you again when we get to her side of the split. So can we all agree that Miss Shirley Lynn got quite the glow up? I showed her a lot of plum love because she needed it, and of course I think she looks so much better, but let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Here we are on her side of the split. Now, when I went in to do this build, I wanted to create a sense of cohesiveness. So I have renamed this the cohesive split, I believe. I should have named it cohesion. But anyway, I asked you guys a long time ago which house I should do after Don Lothario's house. And I asked you guys for suggestions. I can't remember who initially suggested this. I think somebody did on one of the older Let's Renovate Riverview videos. But there's a comment from the community tab that absolutely absolutely sticks out to me and cracks me up, and it's from somebody called Brandon, who said that I better do the Lynn sisters home. So here we are at the split, and we are starting with Shirley Lynn's side, but that comment just cracked me up. So thank you so much for that comment, Brandon, because it just really made me smile, and it kicked me into gear because, you know, I don't think I ever would have looked at this house and said, yeah, let me renovate it, but it needed it. I don't know what EA was thinking when they put this house together, because it was just so mishmashed and weird looking. Now, I know the story with the Lynn sisters goes that they couldn't decide how to decorate their parents' house, and they wanted each of their sides to be decorated differently. But I mean, come on, they could have made it look like they went together. So my idea when I actually looked at the split was to make it sort of like townhouses. And you'll notice when we go back to the front that it looks a little bit like the townhouses that I built for Theo, especially with that sort of, I don't know what you call that front window area that's kind of angled outwards, but that's very much like the left townhouse in the series of 3 townhouses that I built for Theo. And I'm pretty sure I did Theo's townhouses before that, and I thought, ooh, let's just carry on with this sort of theme. So the outside shape is pretty much complete for Shirley's side of the house. And when I went into the split, and after reading about Shirley and Roxy's backstories, I decided that Shirley was more of a pastel-y feminine type of sim, and that's the vibe that I was going for. Now, you'll see when we get to the interior, most of the rooms are very light, bright, and airy, and they've got more of a traditional oldie worldy feel, if you like. And my take on that was that Shirley really wanted to stick with how her parents had the house, whereas Roxy, when we get to that in the next video, you'll see she just wanted to go completely modern and it to be completely different. Now, like I said, most of the rooms are light, bright, and airy except for the front living room. And I think I read a long time ago, years ago probably, that when you had darker colors, it meant that you were richer. I don't know if I'm making that up. Let me know if I'm making that up down below in the comments, but for some reason that sticks out with me. So here is the outside. It is pretty much complete, and you'll notice, and I think this is a little bit unfair, Shirley's side of the split is definitely smaller than Roxy's. Maybe not the actual house, but you can see on the right side that Roxy's got a garage, and then she's also got a bigger side yard. So when we go to Roxy's side in the next video, you'll see that I made this side garden a space where both of the sisters could go and hang out, because even though they're complete opposites, I would assume that they're actually quite good friends. I mean, if they weren't good friends, why would they live next door to each other, if you know what I mean? So I made the outside somewhere that they could both hang out if they didn't want to hang out in their own yards. So the front yard is pretty much the only landscaping that you're going to see in this video. And I did the back off camera. I also did the side yard off camera, just because I'm so indecisive when it comes to landscaping. Like, if you guys think I'm indecisive when it comes to choosing colors and patterns and furniture and recoloring and all that stuff that goes with the interiors, landscaping is just not my forte. So I decided to save you guys the heartache and the pain, and I did it off camera. So if you choose to download this house, which the download will be in the description for you guys, then you guys will see what I did in the backyard. And I believe in the next part there is a screenshot of the back of the houses, so you guys can get a little bit of an idea of what is going on. So let's step away from the build for a second. How are you guys? What is going on in your corner of the world? Let me know everything that's happening with you. What are you guys doing this weekend? It is a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, and it is glorious. It is beer garden weather, but of course, can't go out to beer gardens, so you've just got to enjoy the sunshine from inside. But the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it is a beautiful day, and I am just in a very cheerful mood. Like, these past couple of days, and especially yesterday, I have been in a let's get shit done mood. And so yesterday I was on Sims working on this house, finishing off this townhouse from about 10 o'clock in the morning to about 1 a.m. Obviously, I took breaks. You should always take breaks when you're sat at your computer because, you know, it's good to take breaks and sort of refresh, walk away, come back to things, just like I did with this house. So I actually finished this house in May of last year. And then I think I started on Roxy's side in May, and I worked on it in June and August, and then I just never finished. I think I did both of their little glow ups and their Plum Love cast videos in May, but I just went on my little break and never finished it. So this has been sat waiting to be voiced over, finished, all the screenshots to be taken for almost a year. And I do apologize for that, but I am seriously so happy to be sharing this with you. Like, on Shirley's side of the house, I'm doing things that I normally wouldn't do and using patterns that I normally wouldn't use. For example, the parquet flooring. I don't think in all my years of playing Sims I have ever used parquet floorings, but I thought for Shirley's side it really worked. And so the vibe that I was going for was more of a traditional older home. So maybe that this was the original home, how it looked. Obviously it wasn't the original home because the original home was this bright hideous orange color, but maybe that's what I imagined that maybe Shirley and Roxy's parents lived in, was the more traditional style of home. So you can see that I'm using more country items for Shirley's side of the home, and then when we get to Roxy's in the next part, you'll see that it is very modern and a little bit colder, maybe more industrial is how I would describe Roxy's side. But I've got the chairs that have got flowers on them at the moment, and then also the two end chairs are from a store set, and I think it's the Country Living store set, and I believe that table is Base Game. I think that's one of my favorite tables. I can't remember though. But this is all going to change the kitchen. For some reason I had so much trouble laying out Shirley's kitchen. I wanted to make it big because for some reason I had it in my mind that maybe Shirley likes to cook. I think she's got, let's see, she's got one cooking skill, but I thought maybe if I give her a kitchen worth cooking in, she might want to cook more. So I just wanted to make it really cozy and it's sweet looking. That's how I would describe Shirley's side of the house. It's cozy, it's sweet, it's traditional, and it's feminine. And I really like how it turned out. Again, I know I always say that, but you know, if I don't like it, what's the point of putting it out to you guys? And I actually think that would be really funny, is to do a video where I use things that I don't like and see how that turns out, because that could be quite interesting, because there are a lot of items within The Sims 3 that I just don't like and I just don't use. So trying to use them in a build and making the build look good might be a really interesting challenge. So I might put that, you know, on my list of videos to try out. Now, I had so much trouble laying out this entire kitchen. As you can see, I'm going back and forth. I cannot decide what I want to do. And at some point, I think I just completely leave it and go on to the living room. And then when we go back to the recoloring portion of the video, you'll see that everything's laid out as it should be. But I tried for ages to use this shelving unit from the bakery set, and it just wasn't working. I tried to move it into the cabinets, but one of the shelves was sticking above the countertop and it just looked really, really funky. So I was like, nope. So I got rid of it. But this is pretty much the layout of the kitchen. We've moved on to the living room now, and look at that hideous wallpaper. It looks like spring threw up on the walls. So I wanted to take that off of the walls and then incorporate flowers into the furniture. So you're going to see that when we go back to the recoloring portion, that I use a lot of floral patterns on the furniture, but I completely took it off the walls. Now, like I said, most of the house is light, bright, and airy, but when I put wall coverings in the living room, it's going to be a very, very dark blue, and I think it suits the room because the furniture is quite light and feminine again. So I put a dark blue color on the walls, and I think it works really, really well. So I'm messing around with the layout of things, and I used a really old TV. Now, originally there wasn't a TV in Shirley's side of the house, but I thought maybe this TV was something that her parents had and it was in the attic and she wanted to bring it down. And there's a really old rotary telephone. I think that's from, I think that's a Sims 3 store item as well. And yeah, I just wanted to bring like older items into this side of the house because I feel like Shirley is an old soul. She loves to help people. She wants to be a doctor. She wants to do good for the world. And she's feminine and girly, which is the same word, is another word for feminine. But yeah, and she's a hopeless romantic. And I don't know. It just worked. Shirley's side just worked for her, and I would go as far as to say that Shirley's side is probably my favorite out of the two, although I do love how Roxy's turned out. Shirley's is just different because I don't normally use this type of furniture. It's not something that I would normally do. So we're up in the office space and I wanted to put another fireplace in there, but it just didn't end up working out, so I do get rid of that fireplace. But beforehand, I believe there was just a desk and an easel in here, and I've replaced the easel with a chess table because I figure she's going to have to get her logic skill up if she wants to progress in the medical career. And I put a computer as well, and that's probably the most technically advanced thing that is in Shirley's side of the house. And then I used this lounger from Supernatural, I believe. Now, Supernatural has a lot of good furniture. I don't normally play with that pack because I'm not a fan of occults and I don't really make occult Sims, but I love the stuff that came with Supernatural. And I think, was it Moonlight Falls? That's the world that came with Supernatural. That's one of my favorite worlds to build in because for some reason the lighting is just gorgeous and it is absolutely stunning. So yeah, I use a lot of loungers and things from Supernatural, and I think it turns out really, really nice. So this is the only bathroom, which is the master bathroom, that you'll see me decorate on camera. I don't even think I recolor it on camera because, you know, what do I always say? All you do in a bathroom is shit, shower, and shave, so there's no reason to look at it. But this is Shirley's master bathroom, and again, I tried to use items that looked a little bit older. So you've got the shower and bath from Pets, and then I believe that toilet with the rose on top is a base game toilet, but I can see that being in like a 70s home or something. So I've used this bed, which is actually one of my favorite beds because you can recolor it to just look super cute. And I believe that bed is from Showtime. And then we're gonna plonk another chair down. Again, no, that's not from Supernatural. I thought that was a Supernatural chair, but it's not. But it's got the pillows on there. And frilly, that's another word that I would use to describe Shirley, is like frilly and girly. So I wanted like frills and pillows, and she seems like the type of Sim that would have loads and loads of pillows on top of her bed. I don't know. I don't understand that thing, because then you've just got to throw them on the floor. And at one point you'll see that I tried to put a bunch of pillows on the floor, but they were just so massive that I couldn't find anywhere for them to fit, so I did end up taking them out. But you know, I feel like Shirley would be the type that would have loads and loads of pillows, and I think they're gonna come out right now. There they are. So I ended up going with those sort of travel chests. And again, I would say that's something that maybe was her parents, so she wanted to incorporate it into her decor. And I'm just going to lay out some more pictures, and then on her private deck that she has, I'm going to put a telescope, again for the logic skill, and then also somewhere for her to sit and relax and, you know, maybe watch the sunsets with her romantic interest, who she's not flirting with and, you know, might be being a bit of a coward with. Those are the weirdest traits to give a Sim. But yeah, that is Shirley's side of the house all laid out, and we are going to go back downstairs to the kitchen and we are going to start recoloring. So here we go. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of indecisiveness that is going to go on while I am doing these cabinets and things like that. But you know, it wouldn't be me if I wasn't an indecisive sloth. It took me forever to recolor Shirley's side of the house. It took me forever to recolor both sides of the houses just because there were so many items in them, and I don't know what I'm doing with the tops of the cabinet. I wonder if I change all of the tops to that brown, or if I do like contrasting. I'm not sure. Like I said, you guys, it has been such a long time since I've come into this save and actually looked at where I laid everything and how I recolored everything. So you guys are just gonna have to bear with me. I've got a question for you guys. Are you guys reading any good books? Now is the time that I think now is the time to like read books. If you're inside, it's perfect. Now I love to read in bed. I haven't read a book in quite some time. I know we're completely off topic here, but I'm just recoloring. So you just enjoy it and listen to the sound of my voice. But I recently restarted the Harry Potter series, and I have to say that I am loving it much more as an adult. So I believe the first Harry Potter book came out in 1997. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I was the type of person that would wait for midnight releases. So I'd be waiting at bookstores to get my hands on one of the first copies that was sold in stores. And once I finished them, after they all came out, I never ever revisited them. And I have that issue with a lot of books that I read. I don't revisit books. So I really wanted to go back and reread all of Harry Potter. So I am currently on book 4, which I believe is The Order of the Phoenix. And I'm really, really enjoying it, and it is so good. Probably so much better than it was when I originally read it. And I find that a lot of times the books are better than the films. But I know that I think I hated, or maybe I loved the Prisoner of Azkaban film, but I wasn't a big fan of the books. But reading it again this second time, I really enjoyed The Prisoner of Azkaban. It was really, really good. So anyway, let me know down below, what are you guys reading, if anything? And if you've got any good book suggestions or series, let me know down below in the comments. So we just finished off the kitchen, almost, I believe. I think I'm gonna put some more stuff on the counters. But that backsplash, that tile backsplash that I picked out for the kitchen, I've never used that, I don't think. Ever. I don't normally do tile backsplashes. You guys know how I love my exposed brickwork. So I decided on that, and I think it looks really good, and it works really well with the wall coverings that I've used. And yeah, and I wonder if I fix the kitchen, because it looks a little bit cluttered to me. I'm pretty sure I do fix it, because I have been back in, but I can't remember. It's been quite some time. But yeah, here I am moving things around because I cannot decide what in the world I want to do. Ooh, I'm gonna go with a nectar rack for Shirley, which I wonder why I did that. Shirley doesn't strike me as a nectar drinker, but you never know. After a day cleaning out bedpans, maybe all you want to do is go home, wash your hands, and have a nice big glass of nectar. So I'm going to try my trick here with moving the books into this shelving unit, but the normal shelf that I would use, like the one that I use for the fridge, didn't really work, so I went with a supernatural shelf, and I don't think I've ever used that shelf before. So that was something else new. But here we go in the living room, and you guys can see what I mean by the dark colors. But to me, it looks really sophisticated. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the dark coloring, and if you think it looks sophisticated. But I think it really works with the area. And then, like I said, the light colors are going to come through on the furniture more so than anything. So everything's laid out, and as you can see, I placed down a gramophone, I think is what that is called, that thing with the big speaker coming out of it. Again, I think that would be something that was Shirley's parents at one time or another, and she's just kept all of the family heirlooms, whereas Roxy was like more than happy to give them up and give them to Shirley. So yeah, I think I figured that Shirley brought them down from the attic and has put them into her brand new side of the home, which I think it works. I think with these two houses as they are, there's distinctive styles in them, but like I said, they go together, and it's a more cohesive style than what we originally saw with what EA did to the houses. Like, who built that? It's what I want to know. Who built that and thought it was okay? Because it wasn't okay. But yeah, so you can see I'm starting with the floral patterns on the furniture, and that is a whole heck of a lot of flowers. But it works. And then I go back to this pattern on the armchair, and then we've got a solid armchair. I like to mix and match furniture, not so much. You're gonna see I've lost my train of thought, sorry. You're gonna see with the side table, the end table, and the coffee table that I give it a marble top. Again, that's not something that I would normally do, and they're all matching. I don't normally match tables up because I don't know, I just like to have a little bit of uniqueness going on, but I feel like with Shirley, she's very uniform, really straightforward. She likes things to be just as they are, so that's why I gave her a little bit of matchy-matchy going on here. But I believe after the curtains, we are almost finished with the living room, and I hope to goodness that I did color that little area, because at the moment it is not colored. Oh goodness, I'm gonna be so pissed off if I didn't recolor that. But yeah, almost finished with this, and then we are up in the office area, which again I believe is one of my favorite areas in the in Shirley's side of the house, just because I can see her spending a lot of time here, because you've got the logic. She can work on her computer, she can read logic books in her little lounger, and just sort of chill out. Oh, that's really gonna bug me. If you guys download this, which the download will be available in Roxy's portion, can you please let me know if I recolored that front sort of seating area downstairs? Because I really hope I did. I'm gonna be so angry at myself. Also, this is the first time I've ever visited the Lynn sisters, and I think they're new to the Sims series. I don't think they were in Sims 1 or Sims 2. I don't play a lot, as you guys know, so if any of you have ever played in Riverview, will you let me know what you guys have done with Shirley and Roxy's lives? Like, does Shirley have a love interest? Has she found somebody to love and to get married to? That's what I want to know. What happens with Shirley? Because her conflicting traits, I want to know if it was easy for her to find somebody to get with. Because I just don't think it would be, with all of her traits that are like don't go together. But anyway, we are coming to the end of this video. There are loads and loads of screenshots for you guys to check out. I'm gonna try to have part 2 up sometime in the near future. Don't worry, it's not gonna be May next year when I get part 2 out for you guys to see and enjoy. But let me know down below in the comments any other Riverview homes that you guys would like me to renovate. Maybe something on the smaller side, maybe something that's empty, because let me tell you, giving Sims some plum love takes a lot. So maybe an empty house, a smaller house. Let me know what you guys want to see down below in the comments. But if you enjoyed this part of Let's Renovate Riverview, make sure to do all those cool interweb things, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you've got that bell ding dong so you'll be notified whenever I do upload. But for now, I'm gonna skedaddle. Don't be a plum stranger now, guys. Bye!